Welcome. Today we are taking a look at the Osbon ErecAid Classic Vacuum Erection Device. Now, a brief history. In the 1970s, an American engineer by the name of Gettings Osbon was struggling with his own erectile dysfunction and created the vacuum erection device we now know as the Osbon ErecAid Classic Vacuum Erection Device. It worked, got FDA approval in 1982 for vacuum therapy as an option for treatment for erectile dysfunction. So that's part of the history, but today I want to focus on the device that's still available today. This is the Esteem Classic, and it's in some ways the original vacuum erection device that paved the way for many of the other options that are out there and available for men to use for erectile dysfunction. So if you choose this particular device, I'm going to go through the parts and pieces of it, the accessories, and we have other videos on our YouTube channel here, but also on the website that teach you how to get started with any of the vacuum erection devices. All right, now let's talk about the Osbon ErecAid Classic Vacuum Erection Device. You have a pump that comes with it. You also have a conduit, 14-inch conduit that flows between the pump and the cylinder, and then you have a connecting point. So the first thing we want to do is connect the conduit to the pump. Then we want to connect the conduit to the connection point here. And these are all entirely separate from the cylinder. I want to then attach this connecting point into the cylinder, make sure I've got a good seal. And then as always, when you get a vacuum erection device, make sure you test it, make sure your pump is holding, and the best place to do that is the palm of the hand. And we've got a lot of other videos on the site here on the Tim Medical YouTube channel that will teach you how to do this and how to use the device at the outset, but just make sure you got a good pump and a good seal, and once you know that you've got that, you're ready to get started. The most important thing I can tell you is, first of all, you will receive an instruction manual that comes with the vacuum erection device, and I would encourage you to look through this. If you're going to experience any challenge with your vacuum erection device, somebody else probably already has, and we've probably covered it in the manual that comes with the device. So just take a look at that. And then also, if you're on this channel, you're probably already aware that there are other videos, but the device comes with a QR code that will take you to other videos that you can watch that will teach you how to use this particular vacuum erection device. So when you get started, once you've looked at the instruction manual, you feel comfortable with that, the most important thing I can tell you beyond that is, A, take your time. Don't try to rush this process. What you're trying to do is build an erection over time, slowly letting it subside. And if you want to rebuild another one in that moment, do that again, let that subside and build another one. You're really trying to build some strength, those erections. So we're wanting to start slowly, but also remember that the water-based lubricant is a very important part of this process. If I found that there's any common challenges that men face, it's A, that they start too aggressively, and B, they don't use enough lubrication. So when I'm ready to get started, I want to lubricate the inside of the cylinder. I want to lubricate deep on the bottom, particularly because as you're drawing your penis in, it's going to want to sit on the bottom of the cylinder. And if it gets bogged down, maybe you've got the lubrication only to here, but if it gets bogged down where there's no lubrication because of friction, then it starts to curl under, and that creates an uncomfortable position, and you're not able to get past that to build that erection that you want to build. So good lubrication on the inside, around the perimeter here of the cylinder that helps create that vacuum seal, and then also on the base of the penis and against the pelvis here. And if you have a lot of hair, you might want to reduce the amount of hair that you have to keep air from flowing through that hair and sort of compromising your vacuum seal. So again, we've got other videos on the site here that show you how to get started with the device. I want to cover some of that. As I've got good lubrication, I place my penis inside the cylinder, get this nestled in underneath so that no scrotal tissue is being drawn in. If that's a challenge that you're facing, also with the classic vacuum erection device come these bushings. And if I insert this on the inside here, you can see that I've lessened the amount of space that scrotal tissue might be able to be drawn in there. And if that's even too much, I can add this second coupling here on the inside, and you can see I've again reduced that space, and that might keep that scrotal tissue from being drawn in, and that's very uncomfortable. If you've experienced that, or if you do experience that, that's not something that you want. So be sure that you use these particular couplings with the device. So you've got the pump, You've got the cylinder, you've got the couplings that go on the inside, these bushings that go on the inside here that reduce some of that space. This is a preference, a personal preference for you, but it might work for you. So if you've been building these erections, you've been taking your time, you're able to build an erection, and we know that erection is good when using the cylinder, when it lifts off the base of the cylinder, sort of is right here in the middle. If you've done that many times and you're ready to use the vacuum erection device for intimacy, for penetration, then also with the device comes these 4 ErecAid tension rings. They come in A, B, C, and D. I want to link to another video that will show you how to progress through those, how to use those, but those also come with the device. So I just wanted to highlight some of the key parts about the ErecAid Classic vacuum erection device, sort of the original vacuum erection device. You got the pump, the conduit, this fitting here that bridges the gap between here and the cylinder. You also have these bushings that go on the inside that help with that scrotal tissue being drawn and keeps that from happening. And then you also have the water-based lubricant, the tension rings, the instruction manual, and then a QR code for all the other videos that you might want to watch. I would encourage you to check out other videos that we have on the site just to help you feel comfortable with the device. If you have questions, you can write to us at education@timmedical.com.